What can you tell us about this?
Well, just from looking at the effigy, all you can really tell about identity is when the person would have died, because this effigy is produced in about the 1340s, and we can date it quite securely to that period because of the armour and the costume that he's wearing. Some bits are really quite distinctive. So, for example, the fact that his coat armour is quite short and cut off at the knee. Now, any earlier than this, and you would expect it to be longer. Any later, you'd expect this bottom kind of skirt effect to be a bit more tight-fitting and shorter. You've got to look at the way in which he's lying, and in particular the crossed legs. Now, crossed legs are a feature of military effigies that were produced between about 1250 and about 1350. So we can be fairly certain then, because of his crossed legs, that this wasn't produced any later than about 1350.
Right. So the second effigy that we've got here of the lady, we think predates the one of the knight. So what can you tell us about this one?
Well, she certainly does predate him by several decades at least. There are all sorts of telltale signs, again, that would situate her, I would not say much later than about 1300. Her costume, which, although difficult to date precisely, is clearly not of the style of the 14th century. And, you know, if this had been made in about anything later than 1320, you would have been able to tell by the headdress and by the style of the gown that she's wearing. Later on in the 1340s, when we're assuming Robert de la Roche dies and there's this family crisis, the other members of the family, his executors, his widow possibly, decide that they want to make a grand statement. And so they have this double tomb erected with this elaborate cusped and crocketed and pinnacled canopy to draw attention to it. The huge heraldic display underneath. They put Robert, possibly, in one niche, and they bring his grandmother, maybe, to sit in the niche alongside him, again to emphasise the continuity of lineage of the family. So by having her associated with this newer effigy, you are underlining the fact that this family has been here for generations, it is their land, and it will continue to be their land in the future.